Alrighty. Okay. So hopefully now you should see the screen. Ah, beautiful. Okie dokie. All right. So, Business 101, there always seems to be one or two technical glitches, but that's okay. It's okay. We make it work. All right. So we've got our tech team here. Thank you for your dev help. Alrighty, cool. So this is very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live. This is, I believe, the most forward way, the newest way of doing things in South Africa is going live. And I believe we one of the first to present a free business course on live stream. So how cool is that? Very exciting. So you guys are part of making history. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm going to jump right into it. I really, really hope that all of you have done your homework. So your pre-work was to go and hammer out your lean canvas. If you haven't done it, it's okay. You're not going to submit it. It really was to help you understand your business better. In this presentation, we're going to go through breaking down every part of it to make sure that you understand it. And if you haven't done it, to go and do it. If you have already done it and you want my input, I'm happy for you to send it to me and I can give you a little bit of feedback. All right. Cool. So before we get started on the lean canvas, I do want to run through a little bit of my backstory to give you a better understanding of where I come from and how it all started for me. Like everyone else, I had a secular job, I worked in corporate, wasn't very happy, and one day, out of the blue, I decided to quit. And the rest is history, quite frankly, because that is when all the exciting things started in my life. We have been through quite a bit as entrepreneurs, you and I, all of us. And I know that some of you are still, like Elon Musk says, chewing glass and staring into the abyss. And I get it. There are tough days, there are tough times. But being able to have the follow through and to make it work, you're going to be part of, and you'll see as we go now into the next slide, the stat where we're not going to fail. We are going to be one of those success stories. All right, so back in 2008, I started a very small business. It was myself and my mom and a client of mine. And I really had no idea what I was doing. And I was doing work for him after hours while I was working full day. And that evolved over time. There became more of a demand in the market for the kind of work that I was offering. And eventually in 2014, we were able to start two other businesses stemming from that one particular business. Why? Because we understand marketing better. We started understanding positioning better and branding better. All right. So from there, we went through accelerated business growth. My business partner and I, we laugh and we say, the one of our businesses was our MBA. Instead of going to study and do the hard graft of studying for 2 years for your MBA, this business gave us our MBA. We learned a lot of good business lessons, a lot of bad business lessons, but all in all, it was all lessons that helped evolve us as business people and evolve our business. All right. So what I want to say to you is that over the last 10 years, I've been able to establish myself in the marketplace. I've become known as a sales thought leader. I've been hired to do a lot of sales training and business growth training. I've been asked to coach a lot of people one-on-one or in groups and do consulting work. And all of this is because of being an entrepreneur and really learning the hard graft. And you guys can too. All it takes is perseverance and a whole lot of other good things. All right. So through the 10 years and more, I've learned a myriad of skills, business skills, how to market, how to brand myself, the financial side of business. And these are all things that we're going to go through in the next 12 weeks. Very exciting. And I really, really hope that you stick to the journey. Because I can tell you now, and I did correspond to all of you and say, this is going to be tough because 12 weeks is quite a commitment. How do you, in everything that's happening in your personal life, in business, and you might be going through legal matters and whatever else, is to see this course through for 12 weeks. So it's very important that you have that chutzpah, that backbone, that the perseverance to make this work. Okay. All right. And I want to say also that I'm here to help you. We're going to go through this journey. I'm going to hold your hand. So I'm not going to give you information and then say, cool, there you go. I encourage you to always touch base with me. If you want my perspective on things, if you want my input on whatever, please, I am here to assist you. All right, so very exciting week one. What we're going to cover this week is the real hard truths behind building a business, because there are certain things that people don't share with you. And oh, yeah, it's all glamorous to start a business, to be an entrepreneur, to call yourself a business owner. But what does it really mean? And then the next part we're going to do is going through your lean canvas model. Again, if you haven't done the pre-work, it's okay. Remember, you are doing this for you. It is preferable that you should have done it before the time, but if you haven't, we're not going to be too hard on you about it. All right. And at the end of the session, we're going to do a Q&A. We're going to answer your questions as well as we can. I have a moderator here who's going to assist. So he'll be responding on my behalf. It is my business partner. He's got a very sound understanding of what we're going through, and he's going to assist me with that. Great. So the first part that we're going to go through is the business truths. There's a stat that says 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And you know, if you look at that stat, it sets you up for failure. Basically what they're saying is if you start a business, you're going to fail. And that's terrible. Why don't we swing it around and make that a more positive thing? So instead of saying, okay, 9 out of 10 businesses fail, what can I do to prevent that from happening? What measures can I put in place? How can I future-proof my business to ensure and guarantee success for my business? The first thing, and guys, I'm not sure exactly of the stats, so the percentages, it's about 64, 63%, it's in that ballpark figure, that businesses fail due to failing in product market fit or positioning. I prefer the term positioning, but it's also known out there as product market fit. And this means that you have no idea where your business, your service fits into the market. Is there a need for it? Is there a demand for it? Have I positioned it in such a way that I'm reaching the right people? And you have to have a sound understanding of that in order to make sure that you position your business for success. This is one of the aspects that we are going to cover in next week's module. Then the next thing is your sales and marketing skills. And most businesses are started from experience. So you may have gone out and worked for a forklift company, or you have helped with a refrigeration company, or you've done software development for a company, and now you've looked at it and said, but I can do this. I'm now going on my own, and I'm going to offer this kind of service or product on my own. But you've never developed your skills when it comes to sales and marketing. And what is the one thing that we neglect when the economy crashes, when money is tight? We cut marketing. Why? Surely, if the entire market, if all your competitors are cutting their marketing budget, that's the time for you to absolutely double down on your marketing budget. That's the time for you to spend twice as much as when you did previously. All right, why? Because no one else is marketing. Great, so then your business will be seen. Sales. And this is something we are also going to cover in the next 12 weeks. Sales is such a beautiful thing. I love sales. I love selling. I love sales. I love everything about sales. And I'm going to impart that passion for sales with you. All right, sales is the cornerstone of any and every successful business. You can even speak to operations, financial people, legal. Everyone will agree sales is very important for the success of your business. And everyone is a salesperson. The receptionist, whoever else in the business, the driver, the CEO, all of us are salespeople. Right, the next thing where businesses fail is systems and processes, meaning that you don't have things in place to ensure that there's a fail-proof, that to future-proof your business. And systems and processes can really be an understanding of how the process works from when a client discovers you to after sales. And it's the client journey. How did they experience that? And if you don't have sound systems and processes in place, and really things like invoicing, task management tools, any form of business intelligence software that assists you in making sure that there's no gaps in the business, no glitches, will also make sure that you don't fail in business, because as a CEO, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, the buck stops with you. You are responsible for everything that happens in your business. So if you don't know what's going on in certain parts, well, you're not going to say, well, I didn't know the law changed, or I didn't know that we had to do this. No, you need to know these things because you are the owner of the business. All right, so it's absolutely imperative to make sure that we have great systems and processes in place. And people, this is a very, very, almost want to say, soft point for a lot of people, is because we start out small and we think that we don't have the budget to employ people. And then when we are ready to employ people, we don't employ the right kind of person in the right role. And this can really cause the business to fail. If you don't have the right people in the right position, again, that positioning thing comes in and it forms a lot of aspects of the business. You need to make sure that you have the right people. And it's not only staff and team members, it's also your suppliers, it's clients. Clients can kill the business. If you bring in the wrong kind of client to your business, man, that could be the end of you. And not necessarily the business itself, it could be the end of you as the business owner, because that client might drain your energy completely. They might take up all of your attention and focus that you're not giving your business to other clients the attention that you deserve. So make sure that you align yourself with the right clients as well. And then the last part where most businesses fail is financing. And there it's a lack of understanding of how finances work. It's not being geared up, again, your systems and processes to make sure that things fall into place. And costing is understanding how to cost in certain things to make sure that when you break even and when you make a profit. If you're running an NGO or some non-profit company, fantastic, then you're not going to want to make money. But if you're running a PTY, it's your business, you're going to want to make money, because money is one of those motivating factors for us to get further on in life. A good profit will make sure that we have marketing budget, that we can, again, employ the right people in the right places. So it's very, very important that you understand and make sure that the financial part of the business is sound. Cool. All right, so there's a lot of hard truths about business, tons, and I could probably write a book on it. So if you come across something that doesn't gel with you, pop me a mail, we can chat about it, we can hammer it out. Alrighty, so now we're going to get really stuck into the nitty-gritty of a lean canvas. Back in the day, this was known as your business plan, and a business plan could have taken, 60 days to build. It would have been a 30 to 40 page document, and it was this really in-depth thing to give you an eagle eye of your business. I love the Lean Business Canvas because it's something that you can do in 20 minutes that will give you a lot more clarity on the direction that you want to go with your business. All right, so the initial build of your Lean Canvas should have taken about 20 minutes. But I also want you to understand that nothing is set in cement. So business keeps evolving. Everything evolves. Where you start now is not where you're going to end. What you envision for your business right now, man, it's going to look so different in 2 years' time, in a year's time, in 6 months' time. Why? Because the market needs keep on changing. The little things like the algorithm on social media to get seen changes. Everything changes. People's budget changes. People's needs change. And we as entrepreneurs need to be agile and to keep up with that. All right. If you have a business with multiple pillars, I would recommend that you do the Lean Canvas for each pillar, because every section will be different and have different needs and demands. So you can do a Lean Canvas for the entire business and then for every division if you want. Okay, again, this will give you a fantastic overview of your business to help you give you direction. If you tell Garmin, I want to go to Nelson Mandela Square. Great. Okay, but where is Nelson Mandela Square, number one? Number two, if Garmin takes you on a roundabout route, you're not going to know because you've never been there before. But you absolutely have to make sure that you input as clear as possible the end destination, and then we reverse engineer it to get there. Yes, we're going to be deviated. We're going to have potholes that we need to drive around, and there's going to be traffic lights not working, and we might run into traffic and whatever else. It's the same with the Lean Business Canvas model. This is going to help us build our way to the end destination. And there will always be challenges along the way. It's business, but it's all about how you manage it. All right, so the first segment, and I know that a lot of us read from left to right. That's not the way to complete your Lean Canvas. The most important section, so basically the foundation for this Lean Canvas, is the customer segment. That part will dictate the rest of the Lean Canvas. So in this customer segment, you're going to list your target customers and users. You're going to identify your early adopters, and then also the characteristics of your ideal client. My example business is Website Supreme. So at Website Supreme, we build websites. We build converting websites. That's what we do. That's our mainstay. That's our main focus, is building websites. All right, if you look to the left of the screen, you'll see that what I've said is my business, Website Supreme, can build a website for anyone who has a business and needs a website. It's pretty simple, right? And also, it will be for any kind of industry that has a service or a product. Then I've identified that I want to do businesses or websites for businesses that are speakers, coaches, bloggers, and business owners. Again, this is very broad. So I've then nailed it down and said, right, I know from experience, I've had a lot of inquiries from motivational speakers and public speakers who would like to have websites built. They are well paid, and so they are happy to pay me, and they're quick payers. I know how to position their website to make sure that they get speaking gigs, and so I want to build websites for motivational speakers and public speakers. These people are highly driven, so they're highly motivated. They on the go all the time. And if you look at someone who's a great speaker, Gary Vee. If you guys are familiar with the marketing guru of the world, if you will, Gary Vee is seen speaking all over the world. All right, so his website and his brand positions him in such a way that people want him to come and transfer knowledge to other people. So speakers, whether motivational public speakers, they want to book regular speaking gigs because that's their business. That's where their money comes from. And they also might want to enter new markets. All right, so that is my customer segment. What are their problems? So now you've listed 3 problems of your customer segment. And now you'll see we're going to marry up the solution to each problem. All right, so the first problem that most speakers face is that they struggle to market their skills. They are fantastic at speaking publicly, being on stage. You can give them one keyword and say, right, here's the microphone, go and stand in front of 1,000 people and go chat about this keyword for an hour, and they'll be able to do it. No problem. But ask them to go and market their skills. And look, it's a skill that every one of us has to learn. All right, the second problem that they face is that they rely on referrals. And guys, you'll find out that I have a huge problem with building your business on referrals only, because then you're building yourself for a failure. You cannot build a business based only on referrals. Referrals are fantastic, and that should be the cream on top. Then the next problem that these speakers face is that they have outdated speakers cards. So when you get asked to come and speak in an event, you have to present your kind of topics that you chat about, your rates, etc., etc. Okay, so obviously they're not admin people. They are public speakers. They shine. They're going to be out in front of people. The back end stuff, they don't want to deal with. So they want to give it to someone else to sort out. Okay, at Website Supreme, where am I going to make my money? I'm going to make it from building a website. However, you'll see here what I've done to the left of the screen is that I've incorporated quite a few things, revenue streams, where I can make money in my website business. So strategy consulting is one of them. We always start off every project with consulting with the client. Okay, so I'm going to bill 1,500 Rand for an hour of my valuable insight and time. Then we are going to look at website design and development. So at Website Supreme, my core business is building websites. Websites, they convert. All right, so it's not just a pretty picture. We've got the pretty picture, and then we've got the coding on the back end. But I've also provided opportunity to cross-sell and upsell with SEO analytics, e-commerce, and videos. However, again, my core focus right now is to make sure that we bring out the speaker in their website. So then someone lands on their website, the website sells them and books them speaking gigs. Okay. All right, so we're now going to look at the solution. So we had 3 problems, and now we're going to bring in the solution to marry with every problem. So the first solution that we have is that the professional website that we build, the Website Supreme, will convert, and that will act as an online sales agent. Out of interest, guys, make sure that your own website is converting and that it acts as your online sales agent. So if someone lands on your website at night, midnight, that they are compelled to send you a message on your contact form to say, please speak with me, I want to do business with you. Okay. Then the second problem that the speakers have is getting speaking gigs, and now with the website we're going to make the solution very easy. So now we have an online form backed up with a widget to say, right, these are my opening dates and times, and so you can book me in advance. You can book me for next year, August if you will, because you can now see my schedule. And I've made it as easy as possible for you to book me as a speaker. All right, and then the third problem, the outdated speakers card, is now that we make sure they have an updated speaker profile on the website. That's also downloadable. Every business should have a unique proposition. It's called unique selling proposition or unique value proposition. So for Website Supreme, what is our unique value proposition for our clientele? Is that we fill your schedule with speaking gigs immediately without lifting a finger. All right, so what is the definition of a unique value proposition? Is always to have the customer's end result in mind. So what do they want to achieve? Lots of speaking gigs. A specific period of time, we have said immediately. And then we address any objections that they may have. But I'm a speaker, I'm not great at marketing myself. Not to worry, you don't have to lift a finger. So do you see how we tie in those 3 elements into our unique value proposition? Have you done the same for your business? Do you understand what is your business's unique value proposition? If you're stuck on that, we can help you to help unfold it, and then build it so that you understand. Because remember, this unique value proposition is going to assist with your positioning of your business. And if you understand this one element, it's really going to help to hammer out the rest. Okay, so if we look at the channels, where will Website Supreme ideal client find them? Where will we find our clients, and where will the clients find Website Supreme? So the channels that I've highlighted here is obviously a converting website, because I cannot be a typical shoemaker where I make amazing shoes for everyone else and my shoes are broken. So I've got to make sure, if I'm building converting websites for my clients, that my website is highly converting. All right, so the channel is a converting website, Google Ads, because believe it or not, that actually still works in certain industries. Then social media, I've identified that speakers hang out on Instagram, LinkedIn. I've done a little bit of A/B testing, and I've checked out Facebook and Twitter, and I've discovered that with what I've done, I get a lot more feedback and a lot more engagement on Instagram and LinkedIn from speakers, my prospective clients. So I know that I have to absolutely make sure that I push out content, quality content on Instagram, LinkedIn. And then I will also make sure that I do a lot of blogs and articles for Website Supreme. Guys, why are blogs so important? There is a statistic, I'll find it for you. I think it's 86% of decision makers make a decision based on what they've read. So back in the day, it's going to be a hard sell. Nowadays, people want time to leave me alone. I want to go and do my research. I want to go read thought pieces. And based on the research that they've done, I want to now make my decision. Okay, so your blogs and your articles are very, very important. Blogs would be for your website, and articles would be on LinkedIn. and leverage the power of LinkedIn with these articles. That, my friends, is a whole other chapter. So, and maybe that's something we should also look at in the weeks to come, is maximizing LinkedIn as a way to gain business. All right, at Website Supreme, I need to understand what are the key metrics to make sure that my output has return on investment, that I'm not wasting my time, that I really understand the direction of my business and the clarity, and that I make it work. Okay, so the key metrics, and you'll see to the right, I've listed key action and success action. So the key action would be my clients taking action. So it would be traffic to my website. I would check then daily how many new visitors I have to my website, how long they've spent reading on my website, whether they bounce or not, and other metrics. Form fills is another key action for me. Form fills really is completing a contact form on my website to say, Website Supreme, I'm a speaker, I need a website, I need lots of speaking gigs. Okay. And then a third metric under the key action part is how many consultations have I booked? Because remember, at Website Supreme, we first do a consultation and then we're going to go and do the website build. Success action. So this means once the action has been taken from the client, how do I measure whether what I've put out is successful? So you've done your marketing, you've done your sales, you've built your business, but you need to have clients that convert, so paying clients. And for us, it would be deposits paid because I'm building a website. I need to have 50% of the total amount due paid to me. So I will go and look at how many deposits I've received, but I'll also go and look at how many projects we've delivered. Those metrics are important to me to say, yes, the direction I'm going with my business, which is identified in the speaker industry, is spot on, and I need to continue in that vein. All right, now we come down to cost structure. So you need to understand how much does it cost you to run the foundation of the business, to provide a service, and then to make a profit. You'll see that we look at fixed costs and variable costs. Your fixed costs are things that you have every month, and it could be salaries, it could be internet. For some of you who do product, it could be your delivery vehicles, etc. I'm not sure. A lot of you have service-based businesses, not product-based businesses, but there's a lot of fixed costs every month. Your variable costs speak for itself. It's things that change every month. 1 month you might have a bill for this, and the next 4 months you're not going to. All right, so in Website Supreme, I have said that the data is a mainstay, therefore it's a fixed cost. And my staff, because I have developers and coders on my team, I need to make sure that I pay them so that they can go and execute and put together this website that we are now going to sell to speaker clients. Design programs will be a once-off. It will be things like CorelDRAW. You buy it once off and then you have a lifetime use besides the licenses that you have to pay. And then there could be points in your business that you have to outsource certain functions. For instance, in Website Supreme, I might have to outsource video editing for now because I don't have a videographer on my team. Until such point that I can get someone on my team to do that, I'm going to outsource it. All right, so this will give you a pretty good idea of how costs work. What is the unfair advantage that Website Supreme have over other businesses? In other words, what is your competitive edge? With your business, whatever it is that you're doing, how do you set yourself apart from your competitors? What is the one thing that your competitor cannot copy that you currently have in your business? In my business, it's the founder. And we're in a situation where the founder of Website Supreme had skills that incorporates a lot of skills that many business owners don't have. And again, we spoke about skills in the beginning. We need to upskill ourselves. And the fact that this founder can code, can develop websites, is a graphic designer, a strategist, and a conversion expert, it sounds like we should actually be billing 30,000 Rand for those websites instead of 7,500 Rand. You understand what I'm getting at? So the founder cannot be copied because it's an individual who has multiple skills. Even though the team is executing, it's always good for you as a business owner to really understand every aspect of your business. Okay, so in your business, what is the unfair advantage that you have over your competitors? What is the one thing that they cannot copy that you have in your business? And I really hope that a lot of you were able to ascertain what that one thing is in your business. Right, here we have the final product. Okay, so it took me 20 minutes to complete this once I identified the direction that I wanted to go with my website Supreme Business. And I can now print this, I can stick it up on my notice board, I can use it as a background for my laptop. Wherever, it's a good reminder when you start diverting, when you get distracted, working in your business instead of on your business, that this lean canvas model will help give you direction and remind you of what it is that you want to build. Again, this can change at any time. You know, businesses do evolve, and you should allow this living document to do just that. And it should be a living document. It should be something that you can revisit every 3 months and update, change, tweak to help keep you on that path to your end destination. If you want to make this business successful, okay, so before we get to this part, I've been asked in the chat section whether I can do a on-the-fly product business. Yes, we can. And I'm not going to do it right now for the reason that I would rather go and prepare a lean canvas specifically for a product business. The principles remain the same, whether it's service or product. So again, if you are selling bread, who are you selling the bread to? Where are you going to sell the bread? How much does it cost you to make the bread? And the packaging for the bread. What is the one thing that makes the bread stand out from everyone else? Why would your bread be bought and not company A, company B, and company C? If you're selling bread to, let's say, coffee shops, why would they use you? Because A, they don't have ovens, so they're not going to bake their own bread. They don't want to sit with the flour because they don't have a way of keeping the flour fresh. And they don't want to sit with old stock. So they would rather buy the bread from you, bread supplier, and make sure that you deliver every day. So we can absolutely do a product-based canvas. I'm more than happy to prepare one. What may happen, and based on next week's module, we could then have to re-look at our lean canvas in the next week or so. Next week's work will take you 3 weeks to do if you do it properly. So what we might do is a little bit later in the program, so let's say maybe week 8 or 9, is revisit this lean canvas, and maybe that's not a bad idea. And then I'm happy to do a service-based one and a product-based one so that we can have a good comparison of the two, because I know, I think it's about 85% of the audience that has service-based businesses. There's a very small group that has product-based businesses, but let's then compare apples with apples, shall we? Okay, so as entrepreneurs, guys, there's no easy way. One, there's no handbook to say, this is how you do business, because every business, every person, every product is different. If you're not prepared to put in 90 hours a week to start out with, well, my friend, then we have a problem. Because if you're not prepared to sacrifice sleep, if you're not prepared to sacrifice a lifestyle, if you're not prepared to sacrifice certain things to make this business work, will it ever work? Remember, you at the top, you're an example to the rest of the team. So the kind of output that you are prepared to give is what your team will do input. So the more output you give, the more input they're going to give. All right. So whether it's sleepless nights, whatever the case is, you're going to sleep in your car, I don't know. But you're going to be prepared to put in the hours, the hard graft, the sweat and the tears. You have to be prepared to take risks. You need to put your neck out there. You're the one whose name is on the line with this business. And until we reach the point where Tim Ferriss says we can work 4 hours a week, until we reach that point, you need to be prepared. Your mindset needs to be ready to work 90 hours a week. Okay. But you can do this because you're more than halfway there. All that we need now is some form of guideline, some guidance to say, yes, we're on the right track. These are the things that we need to look at. These are the metrics. This is the checklist. This is the system that we need to have to make this work. And now I'm going to leave it over to you for our Q&A, and I'm going to ask my moderator to assist me. So, to any further questions that we might have, if you could read to me, please. Nothing. Okay, guys, no Q&A, no questions. Are you so clear what you need to do? Awesome. Then I've done a great job. All right, so if you haven't done your lean canvas yet, I urge you to go and do it. Don't do it for me, do it for yourself. You need to go make this business successful. So go and do your lean canvas, and be sure, if you want to, you're more than welcome to send it to me. I'm happy to give my input and my thoughts on your lean canvas, but really, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to you to make this work. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of knowledge with you over the next 12 weeks, but really, only you can go and implement an action. I can give you the basket, I can give you all the ingredients for the picnic, but it's up to you to drive to the picnic area, lay out the picnic, and eat on it. Any more questions?
Where can I send it?
All right, so you can send me your canvas on Karen@karenvessels.com. That's Karen, Karen@karenvessels.com. Mail me your lean canvas, and I'm more than happy to give my input.
Okay, what can possibly be a differentiator for a VA?
Okay. So I've had a question now. What is the differentiator, respectively, for a virtual assistant, a VA? And I would urge you, look, we all start out as generalists. And at some point, we need to offer a niche service, to be experts in something. So you could position yourself, there's that word again, position yourself as a social media virtual assistant, or a marketing virtual assistant, or even as a sales virtual assistant. It's fine and I hate for you to take on as many clients as you want. But at some point, we need to define, who are you? So if you are Beth, and we know Beth is great at social media, then Beth will become known in the industry as the social media virtual assistant expert. So yes, it would be a very good idea at some point to start diverting and specializing. All right, what other questions do we have?
Almero, is a task for email, or is it just to be done? If it's done, what's done? What's next?
All right, so we had a question now about the lean canvas. It's up to you entirely to email it to me. The exercise is for you to do it to gain clarity on your business. If you are going to email it to me, I'm happy to give you input. But then this is week 1 done. Guys, every week we're going to address a new topic. Next week we're going to look at brand culture. Brand culture is going to incorporate a lot of marketing aspects in social media and positioning. So we're going to cover that next week, in week 2, and I'll give you your pre-work for that as well. If you want to send me a lean canvas, you're welcome to, but we're going to look, it's a 12-week program. It's going to be a sprint. So every week we're going to address new topics and we're going to move on to the next thing. It's up to you as a business owner to keep on looking back at the weeks and incorporate as you go along. Okay, I can be your accountability coach. I'm happy to.
Okay. Marketing tips and sales marketing tips.
So there's a question on marketing tips and sales marketing tips.
Sales and marketing.
You want tips on marketing and sales. All right, I'm going to bring it back to positioning. You need to understand, who is your product or service for? You need to understand, where do you fit in the marketplace? That will dictate your sales funnel. So remember, you have your marketing part at the top and your sales at the bottom. I can only give you marketing sales tips once you understand your positioning. Marketing, you really need to understand where you fit in the marketplace, what channels you're going to work through, and how to put out converting content. Your sales would be a lot more knowledge transfer, it would be relationship building, and really asking for the deal. So closing it. Close deals. Don't leave it to the prospective client to come back to you. You need to go and follow up. More questions?
We have the assist team. When you find your niche more as a virtual assistant first, or do you first be a practical client?
All right, we had a question now about, as a virtual assistant, do you start out as a generalist or do you start out as a specialist? Again, I'll bring it back to positioning. If you understand how to position yourself and ask the right rates, start out as a specialist. Then you don't need to go and do the other part. But if you're unsure of where you want to go with your virtual assistant business, start out as a generalist, learn the ropes, get in clients, get the experience, and you'll soon understand where it is that you fit in and what your passion is and what you want to focus on. Any other questions? All right. Back to the marketing tip question. One of the biggest things in marketing right now is videos. You'll see that there's a lot more video content out there, and you'll also find that video converts quicker and higher than any other form of marketing. Get comfortable being in front of the camera. Get used to the idea of being recorded and having your face out there. All right, videos is the way to go in marketing.
What would you suggest is the best way of getting contact with potential clients?
All right, so we had a question about the best way to get in touch with prospective clients globally. One word, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your best friend for a lot of things, especially with business development, reaching out to people internationally that you never necessarily had access to right now. LinkedIn, you need to make sure that you know how to operate LinkedIn, how to optimize your profile, how to do it, and how to convert interest into paying clients. Guys, if you're interested, I'm happy to do an entire week, so one session on LinkedIn if you want me to. It is really a vital part of any business, product and service. LinkedIn is good for any business. Again, you need to understand who your client base is, who's your target market, who's your buyer persona, how are you positioned in the market. So if you understand those things, you'll know how to optimize your profile and to establish yourself as a thought leader. As an idea, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, immediately you'll see that I position myself as a sales thought leader. I'm a business owner who loves sales. Next question. All right. Next week, we're going to do brand culture. Brand culture is very important. Again, we're going to do a huge part on positioning. I will give you a pre-work on that, and a resounding request, excuse me, for LinkedIn.
Hello, Cora's just having a coughing fit quick. She'll be with you just now. She is not well. She is actually still on sick bed, so chat soon.
Hi guys. Sorry, I've been on a sick bed. All right, so there's been a resigned request for LinkedIn for week 3. Apologies. Went into a coughing fit. All right, so week 3, I think will be LinkedIn. That'll be a good one. Are there any other questions? Thanks so much. All right, guys, so I think that's it for now. I'll email you and I'll see you next week. Cheers.